What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the den. I apologize. I thought I actually had clicked the thing on time, and I was kind of taking care of something real quick, and it was going to be better booty back, but then I just come back and it wasn't even on, so I apologize for that. You know, players fuck up, but this one particular player seems to fuck up a little bit more than usual. But welcome to the den, man. If you're not familiar with the den is a place where you can share your opinions uncensored, unedited, where you shouldn't feel oppressed for whatever it may be that you feel. We're all friends in the den, so whether we agree or disagree, it's all about having an understanding. It's all about, you know, kind of seeing how the other side believes sometimes, and all that other good shit. But tonight we're going to discuss some of the best TV moms. You know, some of you may be too young, some of y'all might be on that weird shit, I don't know. But we talked about TV dads, and, you know, we talked about the Bundys and the Cosbys, and that's before Cosby got sentenced. And, you know, all the different variations and things. So I felt like it was only fair to, you know, give the ladies a shot. Not that I thought it was fair, I just didn't want to be accused of being sexist, you know, so I guess it would make it look good, you know, if I, you know, I guess gave an ode to the ladies. And, you know, and then we'll go from there. So again, hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing well. This was Magnificent Monday. I guess that's how we shaking today. Yeah, I'm just trying some new things. Like I told you, I'm going to be trying a couple of different looks, layouts, just kind of see what looks good, what doesn't look good, and eventually see what sticks and what ain't quite cutting it. So, yes. Let me tend to this little issue right here. Face is disappearing. All right. So here's the deal. Like I said, you know, first let's see who we have joining us in the den this evening, and then let's get into some good conversation. We'll open up the den line a little bit later, and you know, we'll go with that. So I like lightning. Lightning is cool. Lightning is fun. Make sure we got the live chat on also. Let's see. That tastes terrible. Yeah, very interesting story. You got shout out Dr. Rabbit Man Up. I know he had to come and go. Best TV mom is my mom. She used to always say, turn off the TV and go outside. That's funny. Jose Munoz, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi. Yes, off camera show. Let's see. 335. That's my boy. Balin, always good to see you. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Dominic, I worry about you. I'm concerned about you sometimes, but it is what it is. Kenneth, you know, I find it strange that you have these weird, and I wonder if you get like bullied or abused, because I'll tell you one thing that you ain't gonna do ever in your life. You may strive for great things, and I hope and I wish and I encourage you to do great things in your life. I try to, you know, tell you to move you in the right direction, because you be on some fuck shit. Well, the one thing you will never accomplish, I don't care how old I get, I don't care how swole you ever may think you get, or however, whatever defense mechanisms and classes and martial arts or whatever you ever may think you do, the one thing you will never do in your life is slap me and live to tell about it. So you keep dreaming. Ed Man, yeah, I was thinking about that before the stream. I was like, you know what? I hadn't seen Ed Man in a while. You know, hadn't heard any Ed Man calls. You know, usually has some good questions and some things like that. So good to see you, Edmund. I don't know. I'm sure this will pull up, and it'll be very interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. My thing is, you gonna get beat up by Katie tight end and think you really gonna do something. I'm still worried about you because you keep talking trash about them PAT boys. And I mean, Have you ever been to Port Arthur, Kenneth? You seem like a good kid, you know. I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. But here's the deal. So, I traded first for Derek Carr's, but yeah, let's not do that. So, you know, we're going to talk about TV moms today. I'm going to stop harassing Kenneth. That's why that explains it. Oh, that's not nice, Heidi. That's racist. I'm feeling bored lately. I got some things I'm gonna work on tonight, so I'm gonna do an ode to the Cush Den tonight. It's been a while. Been a long time. DeMarcus, good to see you. Now, no, I'm not gonna fire up any the reefer sticks. Well, I'll fire up old black one time in memory of the good old Cush Den. Because I haven't smoked one in a while, so I said fuck it. Yes. So let's get to it, man. Talk about the best TV moms. You know, like I say, I grew up probably in a different era from most of you. I was late because I was coming from the MAGA meeting. I'm lying, I wasn't there, but Breaking News Brandon was there. He sent me the updates. Actually, these are not cigarettes. Cigarettes are worse. Black and mild is probably actually worse for you overall, but cigarettes are they're just terrible. They're weird. Just an ode to, again, like I say, an ode to the old den. And I just got some work I'm gonna be putting in tonight. I've been staying up late the last couple of nights. That's kind of why I've been tired. I don't know if y'all could tell last night I was a little tired. I've just been working on some things, man. Like, you know, I'm always talking about I got to be a better honcho. I want better. I'm just looking at the time that I invest in these streams and doing these things, and I got to do better, you know. I got to definitely do better. I'm sure they were handing those signs out. They're probably like, here's your sign, and here's $10. Only one or two were live streams. They had 60,000 views and gone down there. Honcho for Trump. I should have went down there and interviewed people. That would have been a great den. Damn it, missed an opportunity. But here's my deal. You know, talking about best TV moms. You know, I grew up in the era of the Bundys and the Huxtables, and you know, you think about, if we're going to imply and add the cartoons in there, you could say the Simpsons, and you know, I'm trying to think of some other good ones. I don't remember some of the moms from the fucking Facts of Life, but you know, I was a kid and you know, watched the Brady Bunch and the weird one from All in the Family and you know, the Jeffersons and things of that nature. Yes, Harriet Wendell. That was a good one. I didn't even think about that. That was a great one. You know, I was in the era of the. Let's kind of widen it out. Let's actually say the best TV wives, because I think there's a couple of them who were women that were on the shows that may not have been married. But I'm not doing that to throw Gina in there. Gina was not that good to me. But you could talk about, you know, My Wife and Kids, and there she wasn't that great either. You can talk about, again, the Fresh Prince, the original Aunt Viv, That Couldn't Live. King of Queens, Good Time. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You know, there's a lot of, yeah, Moesha. And there you go. That's awful. That's awful. And so I just felt like we should take an ode and take some time to, you know, appreciate what some of these women brought to the small screen. Now, back then, even though now she definitely is not my type, but I'd maybe make an illegal exception. It seems like the signal has been kind of janky back and forth. So now let me know if y'all are catching some lag, because it seems like it's kind of skipping around. It's been doing some weird shit since I've kind of booted up. We'll figure out what it is. But you know, I said there's an ode. Peggy Bundy. Old Peggy, now she's like old as shit now, you know, maybe if she was cosplay as Leela or something, I don't know, from Futurama, that'd be weird. But the old Peggy Bundy would have got the business. Just reading for a couple of seconds. I may stop and reboot if it looks like it's consistently still doing that, and it is kind of. We'll see what's happening. The old Peggy Bundy would have gotten the business, big hair and all. I guess we can use this. It's been so long, I don't even know where I don't know where a fucking ashtray is or nothing. It's bad. Oh, that'll work. The old Peggy Bundy used to she would have got the business, big fucking beehive and everything. Baker Mayfield me. You know, I used to be thinking about Al. I'm like, Al, you tripping. But you know what it is, though. You know, dudes, especially like when you've been with a chick for way too long, and I'm sure it's probably even different, even more so when you've had kids with her. You know, you get tired of it, and it's all old news after that. But shit, I'm like, Al over there tripping a little bit. You know, look. You take some of them bonbons. You know, go ahead, soften up the couch. You're going to have to flip the cushions over. You know what I'm saying? But Peggy would have got the business. But that shit used to kill me. I'll give her a whole 32 seconds of work. But you got to understand, like, I was damn near raised on Married with Children. I think that explains a lot of my demeanor towards women and things like that. Repooped. Prime time Peggy. There you go. Yeah. Now that she's all old, she's on that other show. I don't know so much. I'm like, I think I second guessed that. But then let's see. Now we talking about Wheezy and all them. They ain't saying all that. You know, I like them dark. I like them. You know, I was about to be a little thick, but Wheezy wasn't quite gonna get it. But Wheezy is hilarious. She was funny. She did her dues. I wouldn't call her a mom, but Esther, when she was on, because she kind of played that semi-mom role every now and then, back on Sanford and Son. Big booty and slutty. I wouldn't say that. Intelligence is a plus, but you know, having a big butt and being a slut, an intelligent big butt slut, you're winning. You're winning it all. But it ain't always good. But I mean, you can like it ain't always got to be perfect. You can work with, you know, there's always a sliding scale. You know, it's like a certain level of points. Like y'all remember when you get to get the creative characters and they give you so many points to start off with. And, you know, you have to like use all your points for your character. I think that's kind of how it works nowadays, you know, with women. It's like you got a scale, and if you can just equal out, you know, enough of these points, then you can win. You know, you can act like, now look, if this is back in school, now look, if she was intelligent, she might have been kind of lacking to some of the other, like, well, this bitch can do my homework, you know, let's see. But I think intelligence has to be, I don't know, maybe it's relative. Because I think there has to be an opportunity to where you can, you know, show intelligence. But a lot of men, you know, they don't want to be outdone in anything. And that's just kind of how it is. You know, they want to be the man, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way it is. But again, let me see. Another television mom who was intelligent, who was attractive, who would have got to work. Claire Huxtable. Now, opposite end of the spectrum from Peggy, a nice conservative lady, appropriate in all her demeanors. But no, I mean, not a good argument. You know, as long as it's an argument based on facts and not emotions, then, you know, we can have a conversation. But when it comes to arguing about your feelings, be it your significant other or just a random person in the street. Don't nobody got time for that. Just today, I'm just gonna smoke a little Black and Mild today, just for the old sake of the den. But like I say, you know, Claire Huxtable, intelligent, because Claire was what, an attorney? You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. It's like I said, a discussion, a debate. You know, we can always do those things, but all that other extra energy that comes with an argument, and usually most of the arguments are baseless. You know, nobody has time for that. But Claire Huxtable, you know, she was holding it down. Like Peggy type of broad, you know, she's the right opportunity. She probably she'd have stepped out on Al. She held Al down for the most part. But like if Al probably would have got locked up and thrown away, she'd have been like, you know, well, you know. But I agree. I thought they probably do. But, you know, Claire was an intelligent, a low-key down-ass bitch, but she wasn't having no shit. You know what I'm saying? Claire, y'all don't even realize Claire was a low-key freak, though. You know what I'm saying? Because the ones who worked the hardest, the ones who, you know, when they dedicate their time to everything else, when they do have those moments to be frisky and to expose their sexuality, it's more concentrated. And so those be the ones you gotta watch out for, because they be the wild ones. See, Peggy wasn't doing shit. Peggy ain't had nothing to do but lay up and be bored all day and eat bonbons watching talk shows. So, you know, she always wanted to fuck something. She wasn't. There wasn't nobody tripping on Peggy. All right, y'all give me 1 second. Let me check something out here, and we'll see if this looks a little bit better. Give me un segundo, por favor. There we go. Let's see if this helps it a little bit. Okay, y'all let me know if this is if the video is a little bit better now. I changed the connection it was on, so hopefully this is giving you guys some smoother playback. I say Peggy's probably a lame fuck. Yeah, because I mean Peggy wasn't working out. She wasn't fit with the shit or nothing like that. So, you know, she wasn't about that action. But if we're just talking about best moms, best wives who honestly hold it down, like Peggy probably wasn't in that category. You know who else probably wasn't all? Who was a real dingbat? The wife from All in the Family. She was a real dingbat. I always wondered how like Archie Bunker got with her. And then you know what else I noticed? About shows back then compared to shows now, and this is what I miss. Like now you can't say anything about anybody. Like I told y'all the other day about, you know, that you can't make fun of gay people on TV, but you can make fun of every other demographic. You can speak about any and everybody else. But think about it, like back in the day, Archie, shit, George Jefferson, you know, all them old school shows, Sanford and stuff, like them motherfuckers made fun of everybody. And there was no qualms about it. There was no second guessing it. No, un segundo. That's what I'm saying. It's Honcho-ish. You know, it's not Spanglish. It's Spancho. I hope that ain't some off-ass word that I didn't say. But anyway, The Office, You're Gay gets canceled. That's what happened. That's how my Office got canceled. I don't know. But Archie used to talk all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Call his stepson all kind of weird, off the wall shit. I'm using it. It's Honcho Spanish. This is I'm gonna start teaching Honcho Spanish to the hood, so people are gonna be talking all kind of off the wall shit. Sponsor's probably weird porn somewhere. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and trademark that when I start the soft sports, or it's not soft sports porn. That'd be awful. That'd be a whole different brand of porn. Be some more athletic porn. Touchdown. Oh yeah, it's touchdown time. All right. It'd be a whole different conversation. No, but I lost my fucking track. When we start the sauce porn industry, you know, it's going to be Sponcho, the Honcho, Sancho. Or Sponcho, the Sancho Honcho. There you go. You know, some shit like that. But oh yeah, that Migrant Caravan ain't coming. He already told motherfuckers he cutting the money off. Ain't no money for you. No soup for you, motherfuckers. But like I'm saying though, as far as we're talking about actual good quality moms back in the day, and good quality, I was talking about quality television, because they would say whatever the fuck they want. Now everybody's all upset. Like, I don't understand. You know what I don't understand with people these days? How hard is it to change the channel? How hard is it to Full House Mom was great. Fucking kids who Jesse was it Uncle Jesse's wife or something like that. So that was the only mom there. With the fucking twins and shit. Or what's his name? Or you could say what was his name? Bob Saget. He was the mom. But my thing is this though, like I'm saying, you know, you have to just kind of take TV as it is now. But I don't understand how hard it is to change the channel when something comes on and they said something I don't like. Hey, I don't like this show anymore, so I'm not going to watch it. And I'm going to report this show because other people may actually enjoy this and they're liking stuff and I don't get to like it. I'm angry. You know, I think that shit is like bullshit. You know what I mean? Everything ain't for everybody. Like, that's like the world we live in is everybody acts like everything has to be for everybody, you know, and that bothers me. Like, am I totally opposed to certain shows being geared towards certain people? No, absolutely not. I don't give a fuck. If I don't like something, I don't watch it. Never watched Empire. I've never watched, what is it, Game of Thrones. Never watched, what was it, the fucking Sopranos. If it's something I don't give a fuck about, or if I'm just not that concerned about, I'm not going to watch it. Like, I don't care how good somebody says it is. You know, it has to be of someone's opinion that I highly value. Like, a lot of people say shit is good, but yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, Lois from Family Guy, she's a terrible mom. She's an awful mom. Lois, we want to talk about cartoon moms. Marge is probably the best mom of all, because you got Lois from Family Guy. She's a whore. Who's the other one? The fucking American Dad wife. She's a whore. South Park. Well, they're all suspect. Sharon. So you turned off it. I just never watched. I couldn't watch it in the first place. Like, it just, I mean, I saw Lee Daniels behind it. You already knew what was coming. You know what I mean? Like, once Lee Daniels is involved in something, expect it to get real gay real fast. You know, whether that's intentional or not. I'm trying to think other decent. Hey, yeah, it's a man voice, but she is. That might be the funniest of all mom. Man, that's like, I was actually feeling. I'm kind of upset because I have been slacking on my television. Well, I don't call it slacking. Like, I don't know if I care or not. But my thing is, Bob's Burgers is a show I really liked. Like, probably one of my favorite shows out there because of the little kid. She's the funniest motherfucker. She's fucking hilarious. Damn, not Tina, but the little rabbit ear girl. I can't even think of her name right now. She's my fucking favorite. Haven't been watching, I mean, like, seasons. I missed like the last couple of seasons. Like, I was the first motherfucker I knew fuck with Bob's Burgers. I'd always be telling people to fuck with it. Bob's Burgers not that funny. Family Guy's way better. Family Guy's fucking stupid. All they fucking do is flashback all the fucking time. Remember that time some stupid shit happened and I did some stupid shit along with it? It's like the storylines suck. Like, Bob's Burgers actually has a plot line and it's entertaining. And so, man, and then I hadn't been on it. You know, it's Louise, that's her fucking name. Yeah. and saying, and so fucking, oh man, you missing out. Bob Burgers is legit the shit. Like Louise makes the show that great because she's always plotting and scheming and is on a fucking hustle. So that's why I fuck with it. But I haven't watched that in a couple of years. I've missed the last couple of seasons of Archer. I don't even know if Archer's still on. Somebody told me whatchamacallit's still on, and I haven't seen that. That used to be a show I liked, but I caught it late, but I still really enjoyed it. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Great show. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Hilarious. Now that show I like because they pushed the fucking line. Like that show is fucking funny. It's another thing that I haven't seen in a while that I actually liked. Simpsons, I think The Simpsons just got to the point where it's just been too many of them. South Park, haven't watched the last few seasons of South Park. I saw a couple episodes the other day. I caught them on demand because it's always sketchy on demand. They don't ever really have it available. I think a lot of that shit's on Hulu now. And I don't think Time Warner's one of like the things you can watch a lot of the episodes live from the site. So I haven't watched that in a while. Haven't watched Attack on Titan like all this season. That's probably one of my favorite animes. Just haven't really been watching a lot of TV, man. Just really haven't. And I don't know. I'm okay with that. You say, especially when they fixed up Cracky. American Dad was funny. It was like, American Dad, I didn't like it at first because of the gay alien, but then my homeboy's like, dog, you kind of ignore him and just actually, because like I just like was like, man, the fucking alien's gay as shit. I don't want nothing to do with it. Like I let the gay alien tune everything else out for him, but he's like, man, just kind of ignore that and just pay attention because they're just making fun of like the overly conservative people. And it's like the daughter's all super, so it's like they're making fun of everybody. But he's like, you just got to watch it, and that shit is hilarious, dog. That shit is actually pretty funny. South Park predicts everything. South Park is the predictor to me because they predicted the gay Tom Cruise and John Travolta shit happening, and just the way their commentary on society, you know. But a lot of people don't get it. Like it goes over a lot of people's heads. The same way Chappelle did back in the day. It went over a lot of people's heads, and people didn't get it. But they get ingrained into it, don't even realize it, what's really going on. American Dad is Family Guy in a new package, but I think the characters have a better identity. You know, they like, because to me, like fucking, what's his name, just being a retard. Can I say retard instead of retard? He's a retard. Peter, you know, like that gets old to me too. Like, we know as we're talking about TV moms, even though we haven't been talking about TV moms the last few minutes, but my thing is, why is it now though? You know, like I say, you know, we talked about Sanford and Son. We talked about like Archie. We talked about Jeffersons and stuff like that. Like you used to be able to kind of cap on women too, but now you can still kind of cap on them. But it's always the husband is the stupid one. The wife is always the smart one. You know, the son's dumb. The daughter's the bright one. Like it's kind of like a recurring theme. Like in everything now, you look at commercials. It's always the husband's the dumb one. It's always like the man is the dumb member of the family, but yet he's the worker. He's the one that does all this other stuff. He's dumb, but he supports the family or whatever else it may be. Yeah, I didn't realize I'd never finished the last couple of episodes of F is for Family. I finished those the other day. And I like F is for Family. I've actually been, you know, I thought I'd finished it and I've been waiting for another fucking season to come out. But, you know, hopefully that does soon. Yeah, and I agree with you on that fucking feminist agenda. So I was looking at something earlier today and it was talking about the yin and the yang. And I believe the yin, interesting, is the feminine, the negative, the dark energy. And the yang is the masculine, the positive, the light energy. But I mean, those characteristics go together. Now, I might have the yin and the yang reversed as to which one it is, but the characteristics that are the group together are the same. So it made me wonder, you know, are the women the darkness? Are they the ones bringing all this darkness into the world? It's Caitlyn Jenner, TV mom. I don't know what that is. You saying that Lois, she's the voice of reason? Yeah. I guess you would say that. The best dad of the 22. But again, okay, Gumball. You're talking about the Gumball cartoon. Again, the mom is the power. She's the one that runs everything. The dad's a big dummy. And when she gets mad, she turns to this fucking monster thing. And again, the daughter, the smart one, the fish and the kid, the dumb ones. You know what I mean? So there's that. Heidi, I think that's racist. You dressing as a black cat while you dressing in blackface. Why can't you be a white cat? So racism, I knew it. German signing through and through. How does it work? How does that work? It doesn't work. But again, though, we're trying to be positive about the ladies here. And I'm trying to think, I know I've missed some. Like I said, I was never big on, what was that, Facts of Life? Brady Bunch mom. She was very fertile, wasn't she? So there's that. Oh yeah, best TV dad, Al Bundy was a goat. Al Bundy was great. What was the group he had? No Ma'am. That was great. You know what I'm saying? And that was my shit. But again, TV moms, you have to appreciate them for what they bring. They have to bring that opposite personality. Like Archie was witty, he was snappy, didn't like anything, but then his wife was the overly kind, overly accepting, kind of dim-witted, goofball. But my thing that I used to love about All in the Family, and I've probably mentioned this before, but is, again, motherfuckers used to cap on each other. Archie used to say some racist ass shit. But when Jefferson would come through, and man, they would have some real live cap sessions. But it wasn't like Jefferson was no hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jefferson used to get the best of Archie, in my opinion, because Jefferson was winning. You know what I'm saying? So, no, ma'am, sure, I need to bring that back. I'm going to see if I can find one. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what it stood for. I forgot the whole definition of it. But it was funny. I never watched Shameless. I think Shaq Kush watched Shameless a lot. He would always try to tell me to watch it, but it just didn't look like something I would get into. Trying to think of other popular shows where the moms were quality. That one knockoff show, I've talked about it too, when it was with Nikki Cox, I think, was on it. The knockoff show of Married with Children with the rabbit with Greg the Bunny. I can't even remember the name of the shit. But, the mom on there was kind of trash. So, what's the motherfucking deal, Jay Dizzle? Tell you, look, Kenneth going to hide and Kenneth go jump in the closet. You talking about all that shit. I'm telling him, man, look, we're going to take a den field trip. We're going to have a den get together. We'll take Kenneth to Port Arthur and see if he say all the crazy shit he be saying. Because Kenneth always going to hide. You be talking all that craziness. And go to Port Arthur. And we'll go slide out to, we'll take a little trip to Pleasure Island after that. Go fishing. And we'll go hang out in Katy. It'll be like a whole weekend thing. We'll go slide back to Katy, go to find that tight end's house. And then we'll go nigga knocking and fucking knock on the door, push Kenneth out the bus, because we'll take a party bus, so it'll all be fun. And we'll go knock on his door. When he comes to the door, we push Kenneth out the bus and close the bus doors. Oh, that boy making moves tonight. I'm going back to Cali. But Katy, land of the lost tigers. But again, like I say, I'm trying to feel like, see who I've forgotten. Again, I told you about Claire. Claire probably was the most ideal of TV moms. Again, because she did it all. She was a good nurturing mother. She worked. She was intelligent. She was attractive. You know, she brought everything to the table. Peggy, ideally probably one of the worst, probably a woman you definitely wouldn't want to be married to. But again, like if Perry, oh, that's awful. That's way bad. I know somebody named Perry. We're not going to get into that conversation. If Peggy wasn't your wife, she'd probably be a fun bang. You snatch that red wig off of her, slap her with it, you know, choke her with her own hair. And then you leave. You send her back to Al. You don't want to deal with those problems. You know, it's always good when you can send them back somewhere else. You know, y'all over here starting Plex. And it's funny, the moment I actually started giving Comcast credit up until the other day, and now it's back to its old ways. It's back to its old behaviors, and that's unfortunate. Comcast is really trash. It's really trash. And now they're talking about the gigabyte internet services everywhere. Motherfuckers need to give me that shit for fucking free, because this shit is fucking. It's just it's piss poor, man. It really is bad to be in a populated area. Like, I could understand if I was in the boonies somewhere. I could easily understand if I was in the boonies somewhere, but this makes no sense for it to be. To be this sketchy. Oh, Jack A would get the business. She was annoying. Like, I wouldn't want her to talk very much, but she could get the business. She was old, frilly broad, but she would have got the business. Because she was annoying as fuck. Almost out of minutes. Motherfucker got a 2002 T-Mobile phone. Balin over there still playing Snake and shit. Let me pull up the actual chat so I can see better, because a lot of this shit ain't showing up. Oh man, I still hadn't. I forgot to unlock Jaybird. I did tell him I'd free one of his Jaybird accounts, and I absolutely forgot to do it. I'm a bad warden. You know, shit happens. That's how you get lost in the system. You know, and it is what it is. I'm about to open it here in just a second. Give me un momentico, since people are oppressing me in my Spanish. Man, you know what? I got. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. And shout out to. Actually, is Baybird's band in here. Shout out to Dr. Rabbit, because he brought something to my attention. Now, I heard that fucking goofy broad fucking say something like, this is what I'm saying about, like, with these feminist motherfuckers and these stupid ass people. Like, they can't stand to not have, you know, attention on them. They can't stand to not have somebody looking at them and talking about them. And what I mean by that is fucking Amy Schumer. Did anybody ask her about her fucking opinions on the fucking Super Bowl? She's not a singer. Nobody's going to ask her to perform anything. Rihanna turned it down, and Pink turned it down. I think somebody else is supposed to. I think Maroon 5 is supposed to be playing at it or something. I don't know. But she's all right, Balin. But now she's all, well, yeah, you know, if anybody asks me to be on a Super Bowl commercial, I'm going to deny. Nobody's going to ask you to do shit. Nobody gives a shit about you. Nobody cares about what you're doing or what you think about. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, to just interject yourself into the conversation, you know, uninterrupted. or uninvited, not uninterrupted. What he said, Watson. I guess we'll let Watson fly. All right. All right, now he's Jay Bird's out of jail now. What is that, PDQ? She's hanging with her two bestest buddies. They're models now. They're famous. That's awful stuff. Again, I need to do that one day. I need to do that. Just like, again, nobody cares about your fucking opinion. Nobody asked you. What did Jay Bird do to get in? I don't know. Yeah. Like, I mean, I tell y'all about fucking, I'm not going to put myself in nobody else's fucking problems. I don't really, like, I got my own problems to deal with. And do I blame white players for not kneeling? No. Is it necessarily their issue? No. I don't see why people always feel like, especially black people, feel like we got to have some white people join the cause to validate it, because then it's a real cause. It's not the case, man. Like, because these are the same motherfuckers who always talk about, oppression and this, and this, and then they be the first ones talking about, oh, well, we need, white people to do this to make it be this way and make it be that way. So it's like, shit. It's like, come on, man. Fucking dreads everywhere. Hold on. And actually, this goes on this side. Chuck Schumer got his little unfunny Nisa deal. Oh, man. A lot of cops getting caught, too. But my thing is this. I think body cams benefit everybody. Like, what is the problem with wearing a body cam? And I think that's what you need. Okay, this is admissible evidence. Here's a body camera. This is what took place. But you seen the one about the motherfucker, like, rehearsing how they're going to say that they found the dope, but he didn't realize he had his body cam on. And then he goes to place the dope. Oh, look what we found here. Like, fucking, this motherfucker planted this shit. No, it's not a blunt. Just a black and mild. Still drug free. And decided, like I say, to do an ode to an old den and burn a black just to say. You say more body cams, less speed. Absolutely. I think speed cameras are lazy. That's cops not doing their job. I mean, fuck that. That's bullshit. The fucking red light cameras, all that other extra shit. No. You should actually have a physical presence out there doing this. Enough of y'all to be doing it. Motherfuckers be in their cars napping and shit. Oh, got a ticket. Jackie Harris in next Friday? Really? Who was the one? What's old girl's name? Because she's the same one that played Honeybee in whatchamacallit? That ain't Jackie, is it? That's a different chick, ain't it? I forgot what her name is. She played Honeybee in Black Dynamite, and then she played. That's her. Damn. That's craziness. Well, like I say, more body cams. Again, let me be honest with you. Do I sit here and believe that all of them are racist? No, not at all. Do I think that there are a significant amount of them that are? Absolutely. Because I've had the conversations with police and myself. I was helping my aunt with a campaign, a guy that she was working with. He was running up for election for, I forgot what it was. It wasn't for sheriff, but it was like constable. It was something he was doing. And this was a while back. It was a few years back. I just kind of had a conversation with a white dude, had a black wife, and he would talk about these motherfuckers would put shit in his locker, on his locker, nigger lover, and, all kind of racist shit that he said himself. So, for me, it's coming from the fucking belly of the beast that's telling you that, then yeah, there is an issue. But my thing is, these are still the same motherfuckers that you go to work with, you go to bat for. You know, if this, that, and the third happens, so what makes you any different than the rest of them? You know, I think it's an issue. So. Dominic, shut the fuck up. No fucking playing around. Yes, you don't play with nobody. Again, that's not how you play with somebody and somebody they find themselves married to. Cavity cam. That's funny. Good news. I don't even know. Like I say, Kim Wheatley. Yeah. Kim Whitley, whatever her name is. Yeah, because she was in whatchamacallit. She was in Black Dynamite. Dynamite. Remember when I asked you if it would be racist for a white person or a black person robbed you, mad to be a policeman? Well, I mean, again, here's the deal. Because it would be different if I hadn't seen incidents personally, you know, and so on both sides of it. So that's why I said I can say honestly, I don't think all of them are, because I told you about the incident where my fucking white foreman and superintendent, they fucking got a ticket doing the same shit I was doing. It was me and my Hispanic partner, like my best friend at the time. And what happened? We was doing the same shit and we got no ticket, no punishment, no nothing. So he let us go. So, I mean, that definitely wasn't an accurate, same cop, same situation. You know, we went to work the next day. Y'all motherfuckers got a ticket. And we didn't, you know. So I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I can honestly sit here and say not all of them are. But there is quite a bit. And the fact is, the ones who work with them know who is. But they won't, they let this blue lives, I don't know anybody who was born a policeman or born blue, which is a stupid fucking thing, you know. And they allow that thin blue line to make it seem like it's okay, you know. Now, am I going to go out and volunteer to be a hero to just save people and do all this extra shit? Nope. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't care that much, you know. If I have a personal connection with you, if I fuck with you, yeah, I go out of my way to do anything for you, no matter what it may be. But just to be giving a fuck about strangers and motherfucker, like I say, I'm not saying a policeman is an easy fucking job. You got to deal with the scum of society all day long. But at the same time, just like they say about everybody else, well, you had a choice. They had a fucking choice. So that's why I don't feel bad when shit happens to them. You chose that fucking job like anybody else, you know. I'm not, that's not my problem, you know. Unfortunate, just like it's unfortunate if anybody dies. If anything happens to anybody, it's very unfortunate. But I'm not finna go out of my way and say, oh, they were so much more special because of this, that, and the third. Yeah, they may have done good, but there's a lot of bad that the motherfuckers do. Yeah, I mean, if that's how they feel, like my thing is though, the reason why I excused it is, if a person feels the way they feel, it's not, who am I to tell them that they shouldn't feel that way? If I can still think it's stupid. But like I say, if because it was something like if a white person was robbed by a black person, they felt a particular kind of way, cool. You know, in the same way, if a black person felt wronged by somebody white and they felt that particular way against all the rest of them, they're absolutely cool. So if they felt like, hey, this motherfucker had an overly racist act towards me, so I feel like this towards everybody, cool. My thing is people who have had no kind of interaction as of such, like you ain't never had a run-in with the police in your life and then you fuck them motherfucker, they did me this, and they hadn't, but because somebody you read a story about on the internet or some other shit like that, to me that makes no sense. Now, if you've had personal interactions in a situation that has actually occurred to you in your life, that's a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, people are able to feel how they feel. Like I say, I can only explain my point. And my point is, I've seen it on both sides. I told you all about a story where, honestly, I could be in a whole different situation right now, a real bad situation, and where I got arrested by two relatively small white policemen who were afraid. They even said so, basically, you know. And that's why I say I don't understand a situation where you put yourself in a fearful situation, and you know your first reaction is going to be to use your weapon. And they basically said when they read my little sheet that they were looking for me, and that, you know, And he's big. They sat outside the place where they were looking for me for quite some time because they said they were afraid to fucking come in like that. I found that to be odd. Like, if you're afraid, you shouldn't be doing this job. But my thing is this. Those same white boys that were afraid to arrest me, or they were timid, they were concerned and hoping that I didn't react in a particular manner, also, man, showed me love. Like, honestly, could have been in a bad situation, and the whole ass jailer was really trying to put me in that bad situation. And the two arresting officers, they were just, man, hey, like it was water under the bridge. And so just leaving it at that, you know, it is what it is, man. Could have been a whole different story, could have been a whole different outcome for me. You know what I mean? In a bad way. So again, it wasn't, no, it had nothing to do with pirated DVDs. But again, you know, so that's why I say I can't sit here and say, oh, these motherfucking racist ass pigs, this, and this. There's some are racist, and if I have an encounter with one and I feel like it's a look, you old bullshit ass motherfucker, you know, we call it like I see him. I've had black cops treat me worse overall, and if you're doing it by the encounters that I've had with policemen, and it's been, of course, it's been a few, but it's been fewer with the black cops. But the percentage wise, you know, the black cops have treated me far worse than the white ones, you know. And a lot of times black cops be out there showing out for the white cops. So there's that. Now, I apologize. I think I've seen a couple of calls come in and I have missed them. All right, let's take this call here. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, Edmund, what's been going on, Edmund, man? Where you been at, man?
I was in Cali.
He's in Cali smoking that chronic over there, fucking with them Cali hoes being all liberal and shit. Edmund done turned liberal on us, man. But what's going down, Edmund, man? What you want to drop in the den this evening?
I wanted to get your thoughts on what Trump said this evening. He said he was mocking people that were helping out in Hurricane Harvey, and just wanted to get your thoughts on Trump's comments. And
okay, can you kind of expand on that for me? Because I didn't necessarily hear that. I didn't get a chance to catch anything he said. Honestly.
Well, he was having his rally today in Houston, and he was talking about how people with little boats wanted to go out into the storm during Hurricane Harvey to show their wives how great they are. So essentially he was saying how, he was saying that they didn't really make an impact. He was trying to praise the coastal guards for their efforts, and kind of minimizing what the public did during that time last year.
See, that's very interesting, because that should make you, and this is my thing, because the people of the city of Houston and the surrounding areas did a whole lot where government aid failed, because the people saved the people, in my opinion, because they were going out there helping their neighbors. They were going out there, and again, that's crazy, because if I'm not mistaken, when all that happened, when he first came down, he was praising the people and all the work and everything that happened, and then now to say something like that, and this is what I have. This is my problem. This is my problem that I have with, regardless of whatever party you assign yourself to. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. You're entitled to your own opinion. You have your own reasons for believing what you believe. But this is where I have a problem with certain people supporting certain candidates. Okay. My thing with the Trump Ted Cruz situation is, to me, Ted Cruz is pure pussy. And that's why I could never vote for him, because this man insulted your wife, your dad, you basically everything you ever stood for. And then, oh, well, I need you, Mr. President. And, let me lick your ass and hopefully that you bring your base to support me. that shit is so pussy to me, you know. And as a Texan, you know, we stand for all this and we're tough Texans and all this, but then you want this guy in the Senate who is basically, in my opinion, of a coward, man. He's a fucking coward, you know. There's no way, regardless if you're talking politics and it's joking, haha, hee hee, all that other shit. We're playing the dozens or whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, I would take that personal. You know, again, it's funny. I understand, you know, the politicians, it's a game. You know, you got to do whatever you got to do to keep a job where you ain't got to do shit. But show your face every now and then and be cool with that. But basically, like, to me, he's such a coward. Like, not that I'm rooting for Beto or anything like that. You know, only thing that Beto said interesting to me is, you know, legalizing the weed. That's the only thing I would care about. That's my only issue. But that's not necessarily the thing that you would want to base your whole entire vote on. But my thing is just the image of Ted Cruz. And this guy, one, is a fucking Canadian. And he's supposed to be representing Texas. Like, that's what I don't get, where people, you know, Texas and, you know, this and this. But then you'll go out of your way because of this party affiliation to support this dude who represents nothing about what Texas should stand for. The dude is pure pussy. The dude's Canadian. The dude's a bitch. The dude is the reason why the Rockets lost. That's the reason why I wouldn't vote for Ted Cruz the most, is because he is the reason why the Rockets lost Game 7. This bitch didn't show up ever to a fucking Rockets game, but he wants to pull up Game 7 in fucking the Toyota Center, and just, he was the reason we couldn't hit no fucking shots. I mean, look, that's the correlation there. Fucking crap ass Cruz. But my thing is this, though. My thing is this, you know, if Trump did say that and that was what he said, you know, fuck him. But I mean, it is what it is in the first place, because that's some bullshit, because that's undermining and demeaning to the people of this city who went out there, who actually did save people, because there's people who saved dozens and dozens of people. You know, when you have that's insulting to the people from Louisiana who came over, what is that, the Cajun Navy or whatever the fuck it's called, and all these people who, you know what I'm saying, who risked their lives to save their fellow man. Because at that point in time, people said, fuck all your political affiliation. They weren't picking people up and both saying, well, hey, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? Or all that shit was out the window. It was about saving your fellow fucking man, you know. And Texas is a thing, you know. That's funny because, again, he's talking about, you know, he's giving it all to the government. But as a conservative, as a Republican, are we talking about minimizing government here? Are we talking about needing less government, you know, people doing for themselves? So I think that's pretty insulting if that is what he said. You know what I'm saying? So I do find that a little upsetting, you know, for everybody who went out in that weather, everybody who went out to help give aid to their fellow man. That's an insult to everybody, even if they didn't have a boat, even if they didn't, you know, do what it was. Because, I mean, you got to think about those old people in those old folks' homes. You got to think about the people who really went out where there was no government aid. And this is a motherfucker who came a few days later after everything had blew past. You know, this is the same motherfucker who went to Puerto Rico throwing fucking what is that? The fucking paper towels looking like Conor McGregor trying to throw a football and saying everything's good, you know. So it is what it is, man. That's just my thoughts on that. But, man, I appreciate that call there, man. That's just kind of, like I said, I'm going to go check that out myself. And, again, I'm going to listen to some of those things, and that may be a future Den topic, maybe sometime this week.
That may be a future Den topic, maybe sometime.
Yeah, for sure. But
all right, cool. Appreciate it. All right. Heidi. What did Trump say then? Heidi. You got the German translation. Oh, I can't trust you. You put the Hitler twang on it. So there's that. But interesting, if that was the comments in which he said, and that's just definitely something to think about. But again, like I say, whether or not he said that, whatever, regardless. My thing is, though, is Cruz, and that's why I say I couldn't cast a vote for that dude, because the dude just makes Texas look pussy. Like, I mean, first look at his fucking face. You know what I'm saying? Just look at his face. That's not a Texan face. That is not a Texan face. You look, that is not a face of a man who's spent significant time in the streets of Texas, working in the state of Texas, doing any kind of thing with Texas values. Just the old Black and Mild, just the Black and Mild. Old Black and Mild wine with the wood tip. Just look at his face. I'm just telling you, look at that face. Here's my thing. Look at Ted Cruz's face. Would you let your children stay the night at his house with his kids? I mean, just look at him. I mean, just look at him. Take everything else out of him. Just look at him. Would you trust your children staying? If O'Rourke wants to win, that's all he would have had to say. Just look at his face. Just look at his fucking face. If he paid your taxes. My thing is again, he's just a suspect looking dude to me. He's just, and my thing is, I listened to, I think, that early debate, and he's a great debater. He's very good at deflecting questions. He is very good at not giving a direct answer or a direct response, which a lot of these politicians are, because that's what they do. They play politics. They find a way to distract the more ignorant aspect, or the more ignorant segment of the population, who just hear words but don't really understand, that it's more than just the words that are coming out of their mouths. It's what they're not saying. Is again, the direct answers, and they all do it. They all do it, from the left to the right to the independents or whatever it may be. None of these people answer the questions. None of these people are honest, but yet people put all their faith in them. Like, it's crazy, because I can't put blind faith in any man. You know what I mean? I question my damn self a lot. Like, God damn it. If I can't fucking put blind faith in myself, how the fuck I'm gonna just automatically assume that some other motherfucker's gonna do it all? So my thing is, Cruz said free up. Cruz is unstabilizing the Texas economy with his Canadian ways. Being a bold, outspoken Christian, I have to go back and that's what I don't know if I want to watch it again, but I'll go back. And actually, I didn't catch that last debate, but there were several questions that he directly deflected, and that's kind of just what I was paying attention to. Certain things that he said, and O'Rourke would question, or whoever questioned again, because that's what I did notice. This man is definitely avoiding giving an honest answer. That's very interesting. Oh man, if anybody would pay for a Ted Cruz hug, they are probably some sort of sexual deviant. So you have to, maple syrup. Yep, that's funny. Ted Cruz might be paying. God damn. So again, like I say, it's just. It is. It's all crazy, man. 50 cents. No, man. You couldn't even give me a $1 off coupon for $1 Ted Cruz hug. Like, I wouldn't want that motherfucker. He just looks like, if he touched you, you just reek of pedophile. So yeah, Beto ain't Hispanic. That's what I'm saying. None of these motherfuckers are. None of these people are what he is, what they say they are. But what is Cruz? What is that surname? What does that originate? Is Cruz a Canadian born name? I mean, is that their Canadian Cruises a? Ted Cruz equal Jerry Sandusky. That's what I'm saying, man. It's something. Again, like I say, honestly, my hate for Cruz, it's not even politics. It's honestly from the fucking day he donned that fucking Rockets jersey and went to that fucking game. Again, politically, because he called that. Yeah, they're shooting the round ball in the hoop ring. Like, you know what the fuck it is. Like, fucking stumpy motherfucker. Half Cuban, half Irish, all Canadian. Interesting. So there's that. Someone who's over 25. So I'm wondering whoever wrote that fucking definition on the Urban Dictionary. So like 24 and under is okay. So I'm going to be honest. All these Irish people running for the Senate in Texas, it scares me. Sounds like a bunch of drunks going to be out there fucking fighting like Popeye, like Conor McGregor. That's fucking funny. I'll never forget that fucking. I think when Mayweather McGregor fought and fucking what's his name? Goddamn, I can't even think of his name. The fucking commentator. God damn it, I can't think of his fucking name. Colin Cowherd. He's fucking. Or now you say fucking Conor McGregor out there swinging like Popeye. That shit was hilarious to me, dog. That shit was so fucking funny to me. And it was just, it was, I'll never forget that. Looks like a dog that was just scolded. That's crazy. That is crazy. But again, man, that's what I say. That's my beef with him is just, you're not Texan, dog. You're not whatever. And the fact that people are willing to overlook the fact that you basically got hoed by Donald Trump the whole, like, I don't know, man. It's like your whole career under Trump, I mean, you're basically going to be washing this man's nuts because he's going to be, well, the only reason you won, the only reason you beat Beto is because of me. You know, you wouldn't have done it on your own. We understand that the ego that Trump has, and so this guy's going to be fucking licking Trump's nutsack, you know, for the rest of his time in the Senate. What is the Senate, like 6 years? Or is it every 4? I don't think it's every 4 like the president. Or is it opposite terms, like every midterm, you know, the 2 years and then carries over. I don't know. But primaries create hoes. Yeah, that's about it. Like, here's the thing. Other politicians have hoes. Like, these motherfuckers got groupies and shit. Ted Cruz has no groupies. He got geriatric groupies if he has any, because they think they're about the same age. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And my thing with Obama was, I think they exploited the black too much. I mean, he's just as much white as he is black, you know? So, all that other shit, it's neither here nor there. It just kind of is what it is. Brocktober, Blocktober. But we'll see what happens with that. St. Ohio State Correctional System work release. That's funny. So it is. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah, I believe it. Because the funny thing about a lot of that shit is that, you know, I was reading about some of these what's the word I'm looking for? Elite black families in America. And a lot of them, you know, it's funny because it just kind of shows the ignorance of people back then who really couldn't tell the difference. But a lot of people now couldn't tell the difference, who didn't encounter many of these people. And you had a lot of them who had just fair enough skin or were light skinned enough that they would go to these universities, go to these schools and things. And they're not saying you'd see them now. They're not that much different. Excuse me. Or lighter than, if not as light as your common Houston street walking yellowbone. But, you know, again, the ignorance of the majority of people back then, they couldn't tell. You know, all they would just straighten their hair. They'd go to white universities and they'd fit right in. People didn't know the difference, couldn't tell the difference. They just assumed. And they would blend right in, get an education, and move forward. But then a lot of these people would go on living as if they were white. And so I would not be surprised if, going back through the history books, some of these people that people may have considered white back then were actually black people. You know, because it's like I said, a lot of the elite families, a lot of them share that same tale, you know. Members of the actual boule and things like that, they'll talk about that, you know, not the one that the unknown underground one that we believe, but, you know, people who were admitted members of such clubs, the Jack and Jill clubs, things of that nature. Elite black families, they would not necessarily accept more commonplace families. They wouldn't accept the darker skinned ones. They wouldn't allow them into their clubs and their organizations because they would teach their children a certain way to behave. They would raise them in a certain manner. And a lot of them, back, further back then, would be able to pass for white. And it happened much more frequently than you would believe. And it's very interesting that happened, but it is what it is. Ass wheeler, very funny. So that's funny. Bill brought him down, a giant among men, a boss, international player, savage. Most children named Brian are extremely talented and have 42% genius IQ before they have puberty. Okay. But again, that's my deal. Like, if Ted Cruz was a Trump personality type, I probably have not that much of a problem with him. I really wouldn't care. Like, I don't really care about Trump. Like, my thing about Trump is this. Trump finessed the whole fucking world, and the thing about it is he finessed motherfuckers, one, into believing he started off with just $1 million, so everybody bought that story that he was just this master businessman, when he was, he was just a master manipulator. Back when Forbes magazine didn't really check your wealth, all you had to do was say you were worth so much, so he told them he was worth billions when he really wasn't. And they took it. I mean, they didn't check any financial records or anything then, so once it's printed in the magazine, everybody believes it. So now that, hey, it's in print in a reputable magazine, well, people are like, well, this guy has the money. He's, he's in Forbes and he's in this, and now people want to do business with you. People are going to give you offers and opportunities. And he took that shit and ran with it. Because again, the motherfucker was a millionaire before he was fucking 8. And, it was very interesting that people just eat. And it's funny. Like dad fuck PLD in the boot. So yeah, a lot of man in boots, they had that Creole and that what's that one? Because Amber Rose is that shit. And they are fair skinned, if you want to call it that term. And they pass for white, but they are black. Yeah, but Trump Tower was made out of cheap shit. Was the Trump Tower? The Trump Tower wasn't the first one. Is that the one that they were talking about? That it was basically made out of cheap ass materials, but he told people everything was worth so much more than what it was, or whatever the first building was he built in New York, and people essentially ate it up. But he really made it out of cheap shit, and people fucking loved it, And so the thing is, it's hilarious that he was able to pull these things off. But yet, I don't know, because Sex Panther is the greatest cologne ever in the world. And then you hear what's the name, his own daughter out of her mouth that she said, well, he said, he's in debt. You see that homeless guy right there? He's got more money than me because he knows how to, move debt around. And I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't care as long as if you have access to your assets and you can do whatever you want to, hey. You got to live on this planet however you got to live. So I'm not going to knock anybody for having a hustle. Him being able to manipulate funds and make people believe whatever is no different than somebody who is manipulating fucking tax money or tax fraud and getting away with it, or anybody who's manipulating welfare even though they live in lavish and getting away with it. Like, I'm not going to knock nobody's hustle. You know what I mean? If you ain't got caught for it, if you ain't got jammed up for it, it is what it is. So, I mean, it is what it is. And I wouldn't necessarily say, I don't know about his business. He's a good finesser. He has the finesse, and that's ultimately what it's all about. If you can make people believe what you say, if you can make people believe the things that come out of your mouth, you're going to win. And that's ultimately what it is. And I have no problem with that, because it's up to the person who's listening to you to do the due diligence, to do the actual groundwork, to find out if what you're saying is true, or if there is actual fact behind what you're saying. And most people, they don't. And I'm not mad at that at all, man. Not mad at that at all. You wish you'd see the Spider-Man movie, but you never have. You gotta go fucking you gotta go watch the old Spider-Mans with what's that dude's name? Is it Tobey Maguire? Is that his name? I think that's who it is. not very interested. What? So you're telling me you haven't watched the Black Panther? You're a racist. A racist, I tell you. Man, I might actually have Spider-Man 1. Not in Spanish though, but if I do some searching, I might be able to hook you up with that. I can get you the Incredibles in Spanish. No. But my thing here is this though. Like I said, I have no problem. Even though this went from supposed to be about moms and TV moms and stuff. But y'all know how the den goes. If you're new to the den, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?" But if you're not new to the den, then it is what it is. Trump is my favorite TV mom. How about that? But again, politics aside, I don't give a fuck what you think, what you believe. My concern though is if he did say some of that sort and insulting to Houstonians, who were actually, risking their lives, willing to get out there. What's different between a Houstonian who's willing to risk his life for his fellow neighbor and that of your firemen, your police officers, and whatever else it may be? Because in times of emergency, there's no time for the training, there's no time for all that, and there's limited resources in those other departments. So I'm just trying to figure out what is wrong with that happening. Because if your neighbor's house is on fire and you can save them before the fire department gets there, anybody else gets there, should you let them burn? I think that if that's the case, that's just a sign of saying what he would do. I'll let the motherfuckers drown. I'm not the fucking fire department. So it is what it is. That's just my thought about it. Yeah, Hillary was a fucking lying motherfucker. She's a dirty scumbag too. So that's what I mean. That's my thing. It's like, it's not like you had great options either direction you went to, but that's what I'm saying. What does it? When does morality play a bigger role? If you know that this is a time-sensitive matter, that you're in a situation that would make it difficult for someone to be rescued, and you have the resources and the means to do so, and really, what is, riding your boat if you fucking picking somebody up off their fucking roof? You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to go swimming in the shit. I'm not telling you to go deep diving in somebody else's house and all that other stuff. So, it is. It just is what it is. But like I said, I'll listen to it and figure out what it is. I'm sure it'll spread around. I'm sure all the liberal media will take and dissect every quote and try to spin it any way that they can. You know what I wish they still did? Celebrity death match. Because it would be a great one to see, like Trump versus Amy Schumer. But again, MTV super liberal. They probably let Schumer win. That'll be real weird. But yeah, man, Dr. Rabbit. And when Dr. Rabbit tells you weird, you better believe it. But no, people are weird. Nobody's normal. There's no normal. There's no sane. Everybody's going to see things differently. Nobody ultimately cares, but when you're lacking other areas in your life to fill a void, you'll find things to force your interest into. And so I think that is what it is. So that's pretty much all it is, man. Keep sweating nobody. And that's what I'm saying. These MTV's encouraging motherfuckers to get knocked up at 14 and shit so they can hope they have well, here's my life goal plan is I'm going to get knocked up when I turn 15. And me and Billy Joe, we're going to be on that team on and, do that for a year. So I should be probably about 16, almost 17 when I get out. I'll write a book. Well, somebody will write a book for me. I'll just put my name on it. And as soon as I turn 18, I'm going to call Vivid Video and I'm going to do Teen Mom, Backdoor, Back Alley Slut and make $1 million. So I think that's what's going to happen, So your friend has a tradition where you get a bitch pregnant at 16. How many I find that very odd. I find that statement extremely odd because, one, that can't really be a tradition because a tradition is something you expect to do year after year after year. So unless this motherfucker is starting at a very young age, you only got like a small window to do that, man, I'm looking at you. You're just now turning, what, 14, 15, I think. And so unless he started knocking them up, and this, we're talking about a tradition, so it has to have been done at least, 2 years in a row. So we're talking about 13 at this point, and I'm just assuming your friend is your same age. It may be a different age unless you're hanging out with old weirdos. You got about a 4-year window for that to be acceptable. It runs in his family. Well, then they're a bunch of weirdos. That's a horrible family tradition. I'm going to start a family tradition and to live in my life is trash from the age of 16. That's awful. That's a trash tradition. But again, like I say, I hope that's not true. I hope that's some bullshit. But it's very quite strange. But here's the deal, my friends in the den. I'm going to wind it down here. Got some things I got to work on. I'm going to... I already got it for this next one. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm definitely considering it, though. I'm definitely considering it. I need to, again, snip so I don't slip and trip, baby. Hold up. Because, tomorrow I'm going to win $1 billion. I'm going to play the Powerball. I'm going to buy one ticket. And you got to put these things out in the universe. But this is what's going to happen after I win this Powerball money. This is what takes place. So first, I'm going to find a prime location, a nice piece of real estate. I'm going to build up the Honcho Studios, where there will be a soft sports, and we'll figure out a way. We're going to turn that into a 24-hour network. And so then I will hire all the round table. And then in that same studio area, I will build the den, a set for the den where we'll have a live studio audience. And then, so what does that mean? The Lakers 0-3 now? That's awful. Yeah, they were definitely pregnant in middle school. So that was wild. Then I'll build the den with a live studio audience. And then everybody gets to leave with a blunt. You don't have to worry about it. You'll be in the city. You won't get arrested for it. They'll just give you a ticket. Or you could just give it to whoever's sitting next to you if you don't smoke. The Jagganoff. He was cool. And then somebody said that the UCF Jaguar dude showed some love. I hadn't had a chance to check it out, but that's cool. What else? Like I say, build that, do that. And then that's the only stuff I could tell y'all, because the rest of it is top secret. But again, like I said, I'm going to win that almost $1 billion. And then I'm going to corrupt. I'm going to start corrupting society at that point. I'm going to take I'd probably waste a significant amount of money, but it wouldn't be a waste because it would come back in a return, because it would definitely be a profit off of it. I have a plan to profit off, but I would definitely corrupt society in a terrible, terrible way, but only so I could profit off of it, but only stupid people or morally bankrupt people, but I would definitely see, I'll definitely see where they're going. So, say invest in the companies that have a lot of fraud. But yeah, we don't look. My hire Wise. He's gonna be my finance man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna handle all the finances. We'll open up a separate company for that. And so, like I say, it's gonna be very interesting. It'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. And then we'll pay Heidi a significant amount of money to call in to the den just once. That's funny. I'm saying who do the most charitable contribution to politicians? Oh, yeah. And you already know that. Definitely. Money talk, bullshit, walk 1,000 miles. As much shit as I'm talking about the politicians, let Ted Cruz win and I hit that $1 billion. Shit. You think I'm not going to, say I get myself in the right place? I'm telling you straight the fuck up. Shit. I'm like, here, Cruz, here's a little chump change. Yeah, you bitch you. You know what I'm saying? I talk to the motherfucker like Trump be talking to his ass. Yeah, you little bitch you. Here's some fucking money, little punk ass motherfucker. Yeah, you already know what it is. So it'll be some off the wall shit like that. Yeah, Mega Millions tomorrow. I think it's 1.6, but I feel like it's going to jump significantly by the end of the day. And then I think you have the Powerball the day after that. Excuse me, and it's like at like half a billion. So I'm going to actually win both of them, and then we'll have Honcho. We'll have Honcho. I don't know, not in Galveston. Definitely not in Galveston. Said if you won a lottery and was old enough, you get a bunch of hookers. If you have that kind of money, you're old enough. Like, who's gonna deny you? Money talk. I just told you, Dr. Evan. Money talk. Bullshit walks 1,000 miles. Hucksters. Hookers are not going to question your age if you're paying them. They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna give a shit. You could buy cocaine at any age as long as you have the money. It's illegal. You think they're gonna? Oh, no, can't sell to you, bud. I know you got the money, but you're just too young. Come on, guy. So there's no, you don't even have to be a millionaire to do that. I'm sure a hooker will take your money whether or not you're old enough. I mean, we're talking about money and morals here, so you'll get it right. But like I said, but y'all, I mean, just telling y'all now, man, don't even waste your money. Don't even play, because I'm going to win it. And then, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens from that point forward. You know, I'm going to build a neighborhood, a very interesting neighborhood in a particular location of town. And it's going to be extremely exclusive. That's all I'm going to say. So don't you can't even come visit. That's how exclusive it's going to be. Yeah, fucking... Me and the Baker man had talked about this a while back. So, yeah, man, I'm telling you, when the Soft Sports Studios get up, I'll hire you. But if you fucking work like a piece of shit, I'll fire your ass real quick, too. I'm going to expect premium effort. If not, I'll go down to Home Depot and get all the employees I need. So, man, but, like I say, I got to rest up to enjoy my Powerball winning celebration for tomorrow. If you come rocking Spurs, you're fired. Like, it's this. I'm not even gonna second guess it. You won't even be able to get on the premises. If you come in anything other than H-Town attire, I mean, you wear regular clothes, but you get caught wearing Spurs, Golden State, Lakers, all that other stuff. We ain't gonna have it. We shutting that shit down. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Hey, shit. Honestly, with that kind of money, I'd find me a nice little investment group, and I'd try to make a play to squeeze McNair out the way, because you're gonna make your money back with these crazy Texas fans. And I'm cleaning house, and I'm talking about it's gonna be a whole new ball game. But they wouldn't let me in. They were like, no, we're not going to let this nigger be an owner. There's no fucking way. Fuck this guy. You know. Yes, you can wear a D-Hop jersey. That's all Gucci. Like, I'd be like Magic Johnson without the AIDS. Take over everything. Get a little bit of the Astros. Get a little bit of the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Have a little bit of the Texans. Put some little drip on the Sabercats. Sugarland Skeeters, all that shit. What? Inmates becoming a warden in this motherfucker. I'd be shutting all kind of shit down. I'd make a policy where all my white players have to kneel. Y'all can't let me talk too much, because I'm going to start saying some off-the-wall shit. They shit. You think McNair done said some shit. All they going to do is come back and fucking they gonna come back and just record. They're just gonna download one Den stream and they're gonna be like, yeah, Honcho said all this shit, and this gonna be over. They're gonna be trying to run me up out of there. They're gonna be petitioning and all that good shit. So, yeah, cause definitely I ain't with the kneeler shit. I'm just talking shit. Yeah, they definitely have to pump the fist though. You know what I'm saying? And I make everybody do I'd make all my white players do the shoot dance whenever we celebrate. That would be mandatory rule. Y'all all got to shoot and do the other little weird dances. But so there's that. But enough of Honcho for this evening. And I was telling y'all about the that I do want to do a book club thing. So I'm gonna come up with a book real soon that that I suggest. I actually picked up another book today. It's supposed to be pretty interesting. So I'm gonna check that out now. I'll give y'all some updates on that. But again, if you want to participate in that, we'll probably start that next month sometime. And like I said, we're gonna try to burn through a book a month. And I want the den to provide some value. We talk a lot of shit, off the wall shit, but yeah, we're gonna make some shit shake. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I thank you all for participating in the fuckery and the tomfoolery within the den. I enjoy all of you. Everybody who participates in the conversation. Anybody who out there lurking, don't be a hater. We're all friends in the den. Where my dog Gertrude at, man? You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate all of y'all. Ain't no fucking mixer tonight, so y'all ain't got to go home. But I do implore that you get the fuck up out of here, man. I'm out.